Okay, I am really not turning into a fixed blade guy. This one's kind of cool. I have another fixed blade here from a different viewer that I think is really cool. And we'll get to that video in a couple days. This one, it's pretty cool too, just because of the makeup of it. So this was loaned in by Jesus, and if you missed the unboxing, he also sent me in a donut coffee mug as just a special gift. So I'm super appreciative of that. Thank you, Jesus. So this is the Fallkniven SK2L, and it's a knife that's designed in Sweden but built in Japan. And it follows the Swedish minimalist design and origin by being simple, good looking, and useful, basically. So it has just what you need, but nothing that you don't, is kind of the thought process, which I think is pretty cool. It's very smooth. As a hunting knife, it's probably a little too slick and smooth, I'm guessing, to really get to work on an animal. But it looks really good. It is super sharp. It's a special laminated steel that we'll talk about in just a minute. And it came with this. This is the stock or standard sheath that it comes with, that I'm not going to push all the way in because it is a pain in the butt to get back out because it is so tight and secure. Jesus also ordered this other sheath from the same company that snaps over, gives it more protection to protect the wood handle in, if you're outdoors hunting and whatnot. And this gives you a lot more grip on the knife, and it's not quite as tight. So that is the sheath that he typically uses, but he sent both along so we could show, which is great. All right, so it's 8 1/4 overall length, 3.92 inch blade with a 3.72 inch cutting edge. Very nice convex edge, which is super strong. The blade thickness is 0.173, and it is a laminated cobalt steel. So I'm going to put a link down below. I'm going to put a couple of links down below. One, to this actual knife, and two, to a page on their website that talks in detail about the steel that they use. And you can see this laminated line here. It's like a sandmice. So there's 3 steels here. Well, there's 3 layers. So you got your bread on the outside, you got your 2 layers of bread on the outside, and you got your meat in the middle. So it's like a steel sandwich, if you will. And it talks about, in the link that I'm going to put, the exact chemical makeup of all 3 of those steels. It's really interesting and really makes almost no sense to me. But if you want to geek out and nerd out on steels, check out that link below. They use a desert ironwood for the handle, which is a wood that is so dense it doesn't even float. I didn't know about this material until I bought and met Eric Kramer and bought a Reaper from him that uses this desert ironwood as the backspacer. They do a great job on this knife. The fit and finish is outstanding. It really is. The overall thickness here at the thickest part of the blade or the handle is 0.751. So it is a really good grip in your hand, but it's kind of slick. So I don't know that if you were actually cutting a deer or a mule or whatever, and you got some blood and some sweat and all that, I don't know how great it would be in the hand. So the knife itself weighs 5.5 ounces. With the standard drop sheath, it's 8.5 ounces. And with the fold over sheath, 8.7 ounces. Yeah, it's cool. It's around $300-ish You can find them $290 to $350. I looked online, so they are still available and they are obtainable. I think they're very cool. I will give you a couple of size comparisons here. The Spyderco Delica, the Sharpie, how about the Mini Hellraiser by Jim Skelton, Skelton Blade Works. This is more of an everyday carry type of blade, whereas this is more of a hunting type blade from what I understand. And how about one other fixed blade that I have in my reach? The Frank Fisher Battle fixed blade that is not a practical EDC or hunting knife. It's just super cool with the double recurve. So yeah, it's just absolutely frantic and cool. So that's why I have that. All in all, I think it's cool. I would like a bigger lanyard hole to really put some paracord in there if you're going to use, like on a hunting knife or something like that, a lanyard would be useful to wrap around your hand so that as you're cutting, it doesn't slide out and drop. That could be a useful thing, and that hole on this is just a bit small for that. Now, the tang it's a hidden tang or a through tang construction, and I believe, and I couldn't really find specifics, but I'm guessing that if you were to unscrew that, that's threaded into the tang of the blade, is my guess, and then the blade would slide out from the handle. Just my guess. I could not confirm that online, but that's my guess. It's a very cool knife. Not something I would necessarily need or buy for myself, but I'm super grateful that Jesus sent it in because it's just unusual, and I had to do some looking around. And it is called the Embla, and I will put a link down below to where that name comes from. It's from not Greek mythology, but old folklore. Say that 3 times fast. And some Swedish gods and how they created man and humans way back between 2 tree stumps. And it kind of talks about that. But I'll put a link down below for you to go check that out. It's in the knife link from the manufacturer, Fallkniven. So go check that out. I would appreciate it. And I have a fixed blade playlist over here that I probably don't talk about enough. And I may not even remember to add all the fixed blades to it, but I will make sure they all are. But go check out that if you want to know more about fixed blades. Thanks a lot, guys.